but you were kind of asking me the opposite. Hey, you concerned that people are using AI? And I'm very concerned about it. In fact, I've seen a lot of people try to use what seen people try to use artificial stupidity to grow their online business and that kind of thing. But I've noticed a lot of the times the way that people try to use it, it is not only does it not resonate with me, but I know that it's a big red flag, right? And the classic example is there's a big name marketer who maybe if people here are into marketing and things like that, they would probably know this person's name. And I'm on that person's email list. And she used to send great emails and received an email. And within about 10 or 20 seconds of reading it, I was like, she didn't write this. And immediately I was like, as a customer, this is actually somebody who I have spent thousands of dollars respect for me to talk to me personally in this email, right? I get it because it means usually the things that we use AI for are the things that we think aren't that important. And so I'm like, why am I reading your email if ChatGPT created it? I could just ask ChatGPT myself. I don't need you for that. What I need from you is you. I want your perspective. I want your opinion. Here's the other thing. The number one thing I do, aside from coaching, because what people mostly pay me for is coaching and group coaching, aside from that, the number one thing I do is write. I wrote a book. I have a spiritual audience. I wrote a book called Inside the Soul of Islam. And I also write daily to my email list, right? There's an email that goes out almost every day to my email list. And I can't imagine getting AI to write that. Quite sure people would very quickly tune out. I'm quite sure they would very quickly realize I didn't write it myself. I put a lot of personality into my emails. That would go
Yeah.
out the window. I would get a robot trying to imitate my personality, right? And it would take all the fun out of my business, right? One of the most fun things is, and I'll tell you what, one of the best ways, how many people in your audience are coaches versus just business owners in general?
A lot, because we're targeting coaches, consultants, creatives, small
Fantastic.
businesses, and solopreneurs. So we're
Here's a major key for any coaches that are looking to grow their business and you're looking to create content to help grow your business. One of the simplest things I do that results in some of the best emails and podcasts, one of the simplest things I do is at the end of a day of coaching. I don't do this every day. I do it as much as I need, but at the end of the day of coaching, I'll literally just look back over the coaching sessions I did that day. I'll say, all right, what was the biggest issue that the person came to me for? Boom. And so if I do 5 sessions in a day, I have 5 different questions or problems or angles that I know is on people's minds because somebody literally is paying me thousands to help them solve that problem, right? So I
exactly.
literally just bring up the problem that they came to with the coaching session and then say, hey, recently somebody asked me this in a session. Boom. And then that becomes the content. Now, AI could make it up,
Yes.
or I could give it the transcript from the session. But it's like that. It's so much better that it comes from me because there's probably going to be some wisdom when I write it that AI wouldn't have. It would only be guessing.
Yes.
The other thing I do is the Rich Coach Mastermind, where I did a summit a while back called How Rich Coaches Think. So I have a bunch of coaches who I'm training to basically grow their businesses. And with everyone in my mastermind, I get them to write copy and then show me the copy. And then I edit it. Guess what the worst copy is that I've ever edited? It's
Yeah.
where the coach, instead of just writing it themselves, they asked GPT or cheat GPT,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. I saw.
you're cheating on your homework, right? Cheat GPT their homework for them. And then they come to the session. It happens. Firstly, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
Secondly, I can tell in about 5 seconds that they used it. Sometimes I've even had this where they start writing it themselves and then they got stuck and then they gave it to cheat GPT. And I'm like, hang on a second. Did you write all of this yourself? And they say, oh, actually, that's the part where I started using cheat GPT. I'm like, you don't need to use cheat GPT because you're what people are after, especially as a coach or a therapist or a consultant. They're hiring you, not your wisdom is going to come through by you applying everything that you know about life to that problem and that solution.
I